Have you ever met someone who just seems to have it all figured out? The friend whose planner is a work of art, whose advice is always practical, and who notices the tiny little details that everyone else misses. Chances are, you might have a Virgo in your life. Born between August 23rd and September 22nd, Virgos are the perfectionists of the zodiac. They are the master organizers, the quiet observers, and the ones who work tirelessly behind the scenes to make the world a more efficient, beautiful, and sensible place. But to label them as mere perfectionists is to only see the surface of a deep and complex ocean. They are so much more than color-coded closets and alphabetized spice racks. Governed by Mercury, the planet of communication and intellect, and grounded by their earth element, Virgos possess a unique blend of sharp-witted analysis and down-to-earth pragmatism. So, what truly makes a Virgo tick? What are the hidden strengths and secret struggles that define this meticulous sign? Today, we're diving deep into the 10 personality traits that reveal what you really need to know about the maiden of the zodiac. Let's begin. Number 1. They are meticulously detail-oriented. Let's start with the most famous Virgo trait of all: their incredible eye for detail. For a Virgo, the saying, "the devil is in the details," isn't a warning, it's a way of life. They don't just see the forest, they see every single leaf, every branch, and the precise pattern of the bark on each tree. This isn't just about being neat or tidy, though that is often a byproduct. It's about a fundamental need for order, precision, and correctness. Think about the friend who proofreads your resume and not only finds a typo but also suggests a better font to improve readability. Or the coworker who creates a spreadsheet for a project that is so perfectly organized, it brings a tear to your eye. That's Virgo energy in action. Their minds are like high-resolution scanners, constantly taking in information, filtering it, and noticing the inconsistencies that others breeze right past. This makes them phenomenal editors, critics, scientists, and planners. They find a deep sense of satisfaction in taking something chaotic and making it orderly, in finding the flaw and fixing it. The challenge here, of course, is that this laser focus can sometimes lead them down a rabbit hole of perfectionism, which we'll touch on later. But for now, just know that if you need something done right, down to the last tiny detail, a Virgo is your absolute best bet. Number 2. They are supremely practical and grounded. As an earth sign, Virgo is firmly planted in reality. They are not ones for frivolous fantasies or building castles in the sky. Their approach to life is rooted in what is tangible, sensible, and useful. If you have a problem, a Virgo won't offer you vague platitudes. They'll roll up their sleeves and help you create a step-by-step plan. Car broke down? They'll be the first one to research the most reliable mechanics in a 10-mile radius and compare their hourly rates. Struggling with your budget? They'll sit down with you and help you create a spending plan that actually works. This practicality can sometimes be mistaken for a lack of imagination, but that's not true at all. Virgos are incredibly creative, but their creativity is always channeled towards a useful end. They are the architects who design beautiful but functional buildings, the chefs who create dishes that are both delicious and nutritious, and the writers who can explain complex ideas with simple, elegant clarity. They believe in solutions, not just ideas. They want to see a real-world result from their efforts. This grounded nature makes them incredibly reliable. You can count on a Virgo to show up, do the work, and see things through to the end, because their feet are always on the ground. Number 3. Their mind is sharply analytical. Ruled by Mercury, the planet of the mind, Virgos are blessed with powerful analytical abilities. Their brains are wired to dissect information, identify patterns, and solve complex problems. They don't just accept things at face value. They need to understand the how and the why behind everything. This is why Virgos are natural researchers, investigators, and strategists. They love to learn, to gather data, and to connect the dots. Give a Virgo a puzzle, and they won't rest until they've solved it. This analytical mindset means they approach decisions with logic and reason rather than impulsive emotion. They will weigh the pros and cons, consider all the variables, and make a choice based on a thorough assessment of the facts. It's an invaluable skill that helps them navigate life with a clear and rational perspective. However, this constant mental chatter can have a downside. The same mind that can solve a complex equation can also overanalyze a simple text message for hours. They can get stuck in analysis paralysis, where they think through so many possibilities that they struggle to make a decision at all. Learning to trust their intuition alongside their intellect is a lifelong journey for many Virgos. Number 4. They have a deep-seated need to be of service beneath their sometimes critical and reserved exterior. Virgos have one of the biggest hearts in the zodiac. But their love isn't expressed through grand, dramatic gestures. It's shown through quiet acts of service. A Virgo shows they care by doing things for you. They will help you move, water your plants while you're away, or cook you a nourishing meal when you're sick. Their motto is, "Love is a verb." This desire to be helpful is fundamental to who they are. They find genuine fulfillment in making other people's lives easier and better. It's not about seeking praise or recognition. In fact, many Virgos are uncomfortable in the spotlight. It's about the simple, profound satisfaction of being useful. This trait makes them incredible friends, partners, and colleagues. They are the ones you can always count on in a crisis. The challenge for Virgos is learning to set boundaries. Because they are so willing to help, they can sometimes attract people who take advantage of their kindness. They also need to remember to turn that nurturing, helpful energy inward and take care of their own needs, not just everyone else's. Number 5. They are modest and humble despite their many talents and their incredible work ethic. Virgos are typically very modest. They are not ones to brag about their accomplishments or seek out the limelight. In fact, they often downplay their contributions, seeing them as simply what needed to be done. You might see a Virgo who has masterminded an entire successful event, and when complimented, they'll just brush it off by saying, "Oh, it was a team effort," or point out a tiny flaw that only they noticed. This humility comes from their self-critical nature. Because they are so aware of the ideal, they are also acutely aware of how they might have fallen short, even if their work is 99.9% perfect. This modesty is endearing and makes them very easy to be around. They aren't competing for attention or trying to prove they're the best. They are quietly and competently doing their thing. However, this can also mean they don't get the credit they deserve. They need to learn to accept compliments gracefully and to acknowledge their own successes without feeling like they are being arrogant. It's okay to be proud of your work, and that's a lesson many Virgos spend their lives learning. Number 6. The shadow of perfectionism. Now we get to the flip side of Virgo's meticulous nature, their tendency towards perfectionism. This isn't just about wanting things to be nice and neat. It's a deep, often subconscious belief that if they can just make everything perfect, they can control the outcome and avoid chaos and criticism. This drive for perfection is what makes them so excellent at what they do. But it can also be a source of immense stress and anxiety. A Virgo can spend hours agonizing over a small detail that no one else would ever notice. They can procrastinate on starting a project because they're afraid they won't be able to execute it perfectly. This perfectionism can also turn outward. Virgos hold themselves to impossibly high standards, and sometimes, they can project those same standards onto others. This is where the stereotype of the critical Virgo comes from. It's usually not from a place of malice. It's because they genuinely see a better, more efficient way of doing something and can't understand why everyone else doesn't see it too. The key for a healthy Virgo is to learn the difference between excellent and perfect. It's about embracing the beauty of imperfection and understanding that done is often better than perfect. Number 7. They are prone to worry and overthinking. Combine an analytical mind with a desire for perfection, and you get the perfect recipe for worry. Virgos are master worriers. Their minds are constantly running, planning for future scenarios, replaying past conversations, and analyzing potential problems from every conceivable angle. This is the shadow side of their ruling planet, Mercury. The same mental energy that makes them brilliant problem solvers can easily spiral into anxiety. They may lie awake at night, their thoughts racing, worrying about work, their health, their relationships, or that slightly awkward thing they said at a party 3 weeks ago. This is because they have a deep-seated need for control and order. When things feel uncertain or chaotic, their minds go into overdrive, trying to think their way into a feeling of safety. This can be exhausting for them and for the people who love them. Learning to manage this anxiety is a crucial part of a Virgo's personal growth. Practices like meditation, journaling, spending time in nature, and engaging in physical activity can help quiet the mental noise and bring them back to their grounded, earthy center. It's about learning to let go of what they cannot control. Number 8. They are exceptionally reliable and hardworking. If a Virgo says they are going to do something, you can consider it done. Their sense of duty and responsibility is second to none. They are the bedrock of any team, family, or friend group. Their word is their bond, and they would be mortified at the thought of letting someone down. This reliability stems from their practical nature and their desire to be of service. They understand that consistency and follow-through are essential for creating order and trust. They are not afraid of hard work. In fact, they thrive on it. Having a task to complete and a purpose to fulfill gives them a sense of stability and satisfaction. You will rarely find a Virgo cutting corners or doing a sloppy job. They take immense pride in their work, no matter how big or small the task. Whether it's a major project at their job or simply remembering to pick up milk on the way home, they approach everything with the same level of commitment. This is why they are so valued as employees and friends. You know you can depend on them, and in a world that can often feel flaky and unpredictable, that kind of reliability is a true treasure. Number 9. They are discerning and selective. Virgos don't just let anyone into their inner circle. They are highly discerning when it comes to their relationships, their possessions, and even the information they consume. It's not about being snobbish or exclusive. It's about quality control. Their analytical minds and high standards mean they are constantly evaluating what, and who, is worthy of their time and energy. They would rather have a few deep, meaningful friendships than 100 superficial acquaintances. They observe people carefully before opening up, watching for integrity, kindness, and intelligence. Once you have earned a Virgo's trust and respect, however, you have a friend for life who is fiercely loyal and supportive. This selectivity also applies to their lifestyle. They prefer quality over quantity. They would rather save up for one beautifully crafted piece of furniture than fill their home with cheap, disposable items. They are careful about the media they consume, preferring well-researched documentaries and intelligent books over mindless fluff. This discerning nature ensures that their life is filled with things of substance and value, protecting their sensitive energy from unnecessary chaos and clutter. Number 10. They are naturally health-conscious. Virgo rules the 6th house of the Zodiac, which governs health, wellness, and daily routines. Because of this, many Virgos have a natural and often lifelong interest in health. They are acutely aware of the mind-body connection. They understand that what they eat, how much they sleep, and how they manage their stress directly impacts their overall well-being. This often makes them the health nuts of their friend group. They might be the one who's into organic food, complex workout routines, or researching the latest vitamins and supplements. Their analytical mind loves digging into the science of nutrition and fitness, and their detail-oriented nature makes them excellent at sticking to regimens. This focus on health is another expression of their need for order and control. The body is a system, and Virgos love to optimize systems. By maintaining their physical health, they feel more grounded, capable, and in control of their lives. The potential challenge is when this concern tips over into hypochondria or an obsessive focus on purity. Their tendency to worry and notice every little thing can lead them to fixate on every minor ache or pain. But when balanced, their dedication to well-being is an incredible asset, helping them to live long, vibrant, and productive lives. So, the next time you encounter a Virgo, look past the neat handwriting and the organized pantry. See the brilliant, analytical mind that is always working to solve problems. Recognize the deeply caring heart that expresses love through selfless acts of service. And appreciate the quiet, steady strength of a soul who is dedicated to making the world a better, more sensible, and more beautiful place, one small, perfect detail at a time. They are the anchors in a storm, the editors of our messy first drafts, and the quiet heroes who simply get the job done. And that is the true, beautiful essence of a Virgo.